Hey there for a story that will give you goosebumps. It was a dark and stormy night when Emily arrived at the abandoned mansion on the outskirts of town. She had heard rumors about the place, how it was haunted by the ghosts of the family that had once lived there. But Emily was a skeptic, and she had come to investigate for herself. As she stepped inside, the musty smell of age and neglect filled her nostrils. She shivered, partly from the cold, and partly from the eerie feeling that crept up her spine. The rain was still coming down in sheets outside, and the wind howled through the broken windows and creaking doors. Emily's flashlight illuminated the decrepit interior, revealing peeling wallpaper, moldy furniture, and spider webs everywhere. But as she turned a corner, she saw something that made her heart skip a beat. A figure in a long white dress, with long black hair, was standing at the end of the hallway. At first, Emily thought it was just her imagination playing tricks on her. But as the figure began to move towards her, she realized that it was all too real. Emily froze in fear as the ghostly woman floated closer and closer, her eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. Suddenly, the ghostly woman reached out and touched Emily's arm. Emily felt a chill pass through her body, as if the woman's touch had drained her of all her warmth. She tried to scream, but no sound escaped her lips. The ghostly woman leaned in close to Emily's ear and whispered, "Get out." Then she vanished into thin air, leaving Emily alone in the dark. Emily ran out of the mansion as fast as she could, her heart racing with fear. As she drove away, she couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched. She glanced in her rearview mirror and saw the ghostly woman standing in the middle of the road, staring at her with cold, dead eyes. Emily never went back to the mansion again. But the memory of that ghostly encounter stayed with her for the rest of her life, and she always made sure to steer clear of haunted places. Emily couldn't stop thinking about the ghostly encounter at the abandoned mansion. She tried to rationalize what she had seen, but deep down, she knew that it was all too real. As the weeks went by, Emily started to experience strange occurrences in her own home. Doors would open and close by themselves, and she could hear footsteps in the hallway when no one was there. She even saw shadows moving in the corners of her eyes, but every time she turned to look, there was nothing there. Emily started to feel like she was losing her mind. She couldn't sleep at night, and she was constantly on edge, waiting for the next ghostly encounter. She knew she needed to do something to put her mind at ease, but she didn't know where to turn. That's when she decided to seek out a psychic medium. Emily had always been skeptical of people who claimed to have supernatural abilities, but she was willing to try anything to get rid of the ghosts that were haunting her. The psychic medium was an old woman with kind eyes and a gentle voice. She listened patiently as Emily told her about her experiences at the mansion and in her own home. Then, she closed her eyes and placed her hands on Emily's shoulders. After a few moments of silence, the psychic medium opened her eyes and said, "There's a ghost that's been following you. It's the same ghost you saw at the mansion. She's not trying to harm you, but she wants you to know something." Emily listened intently as the psychic medium went on to describe the ghostly woman in detail. She was a mother who had lost her children in a fire that had destroyed the mansion many years ago. The woman's spirit had been trapped in the house, unable to move on until she found someone who could help her deliver a message. The psychic medium instructed Emily to go back to the mansion and search for a hidden room that had been overlooked by previous investigators. Inside the room, Emily would find a journal belonging to the ghostly woman. The journal contained a message that would help the woman find peace and move on to the afterlife. Emily was hesitant to return to the mansion, but she knew that it was the only way to get rid of the ghostly presence that had been following her. She mustered up her courage and made her way back to the abandoned house. It took her several hours, but she eventually found the hidden room. Inside, she found the journal, just as the psychic medium had said. Emily read through the pages, and tears filled her eyes as she learned about the woman's tragic story. With the message in hand, Emily returned to the psychic medium. The woman instructed Emily to visit the site of the mansion's ruins and read the message out loud, so the ghostly woman could hear it. Emily did as she was told, and as she read the message, she felt a sudden rush of cold air. When she opened her eyes, the ghostly woman was standing in front of her, smiling for the first time since Emily had seen her. "Thank you," the ghostly woman said. "I can finally rest in peace."